My normative claim is where such traditions exist, a good thing exists. I don't believe it's good both because constraint on power, temporary power is being fulfilled, and secondly, and allied with this and often ignored, where some traditions of thinking and reflection and battles and arguments exist, there is a critical language. The rule of law should not be thought simply as a hurrah word, as it often comes out to be. The rule of law is a source, should be, I think, a source of criticism. Where power is powerful, we have a problem. The rule of law traditions that I'm talking about identify why such absolute or arbitrary power is going to be a problem. Don't be surprised if people get screwed. That could be said in Polish today to the leaders of Poland, but they're not listening. Even though they came to power with, once upon a time, with a strong commitment to liberal democratic values that dropped the liberal power in the last couple of months. That's all cryptic, I'm sorry. But, so I think it's a good thing for at least these two reasons. But I don't think that, and here I have to take issue with the blurb of the conference, I don't think that commitment to a normative commitment is a commitment to the belief that there's a universal linear trajectory towards the rule of law. And with it a march toward blah, 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 blah. None of this praise of this sort of concern, these sorts of values, commits you to some whiggish belief in universal progress. Nor does anyone I've talked about yet mount these as some sort of defence against democracy. It has a different claim of concerns. Now it's true that the sources of many of these traditions were in countries which didn't just stay at home. And in the paper I talk at some length about imperialism and what we can say about it. Because imperialism was frequently, certainly among the very strongly, associated with some sense of civilizing mission, and central to this civilizing mission was bringing the rule of law or some such to barbarians in my country, among others. And how do you respond to that? See, I try to tease out various ways in which imperialism has occurred. Of course, imperialism is automatically a violation certainly of the law because it requires, it always goes with treating people, certain people, colonized, on the basis of arbitrary distinctions, and frequently treating them in ways which disregard their voice. So to that extent, the rule of law is not, whatever you're saying about it, is being introduced in the very activity of imperialism. And some people, I think of the book by Mattei and Maida, called Plunder, that's all the rule of law is to them, simply an instrument of plunder. But they, when you try to find what are they talking about with the rule of law, they're talking about everything. They're talking about law, they're talking about the rhetoric of the rule of law, they're talking about law that does nefarious things. There is no single conception, and I can't say, of course, I can't legislate my conception. I can simply call on, and I recommend, traditions which had certain concerns in mind